good. Awkward silence to begin. That's good. Welcome to the Disability Question Time, including Scotland 2026 Huskins event here in Edinburgh. It's my first time in this place. It's nice to be here. So my name is Michael McEwen. I'm a freelance journalist and disability campaigner. I'll be chairing tonight's discussion. Thank you to the panelists for joining us. I know it's going to be a busy and more busy time for you over the next couple of weeks. So thanks for spending the next 2 hours here at the Music Hall at the Assembly Rooms in Edinburgh, and to those watching online. Now, I'm not nervous at all, but apparently there's 200 people watching this online, so fantastic. I'll try and be on my best behaviour tonight. I don't know if that will go down well, but anyway. So before we get started, I'd like to welcome our partner organisation joining us this evening from the Assembly, Vox Scotland, Ability Shetland, and DG Voice. I had to get my teeth in the right way to say that. So this event comes at a really important time for people like ourselves, people with a disability, with more people in poverty, like the cost of living crisis and the employment gap. I'm sure we'll touch on them later on tonight in the questions. Okay, now before we kick off, some house rules for our guests in person. We won't be taking any formal breaks this evening, but please feel free to move around the room, get a drink, go to the toilet, and at any time of your comfort. Accessible toilets, very important indeed. Toilets are located on this very floor. Please leave the music hall, walking through the bar area into the Crusk Hall, and turn left down the corridor. One accessible toilet is through the first door on your right-hand side, and the others is through the door at the very end of the corridor. We are not expecting any fire tests this evening. If the alarm sounds on the beacon at the rear of the room, start flashing, please evacuate the building following the Assembly Rooms door. You will be evacuated into Rose Street in the meeting point outside Primark. Other shops are available, just to clarify that. We want this event to be very engaging, and we welcome any cheers, any claps, but remember to be respectful for every candidate speaking tonight. Also very important as well, this event is supported by our BSL interpreters here, sitting out the front, doing a brilliant job. So the captions, so please, reform speaking over each other, so the event can capture everybody speaking. Captions will be on large screen behind us. If you would rather follow them on your own device, you can now scan the QR code or scan on your agenda, or visit the website to show you more details. If you need any support with this or with anything else during tonight's event, please speak to one of the inclusion staff members. They are dotted about the room somewhere. I can't see them because they've got this big light in front of me, but I'm sure they'll be here somewhere. So how the event will work this evening. So I won't speak for 2 hours, so I think they'll be quite happy with that, and I'm quite happy with that as well. So basically, we will cover six questions tonight, which are based on the demands of the human rights, of the Inclusion Scotland Manifesto. People have submitted in advance questions for these. For each of the questions, each panelist will have 2 minutes to respond, and if they run over 2 minutes, we have got a red card at the front. I'm happy to report there's no VER in tonight's event, or maybe they will be, I'm not sure. I said all panelists will take one audience contribution, and then either or 4 minutes responses from candidates is directly to, or 1 minute up to each panelist. I'm nearly finished, right? Please note that the SNP was invited to participate in tonight's hustings, but no candidates was available to join us this evening. Okay, that's me. I'm away for lie down. It's time to introduce our candidates. They will each take 2 minutes to introduce themselves, and let's begin by the Conservative candidate, and then we'll go along the line until we reach the end. Daniel Bowman, over to you.
Thank you very much. So hello, everyone. It's great to be here this evening. My name is Dr. Daniel Bowman. I'm the Scottish Conservative candidate for Glasgow, Kelvin and Mary Hill. My career has spanned public policy, education and social care. And I recently just finished my PhD in mental health policy. So as you can imagine, this is an area that is really, really close to my heart. And I'm really, really grateful for the invite this evening, actually, because I think this is something that the Scottish Conservatives really want to focus on. You know, we want to make sure that we are supporting more disabled people back into the workplace. We are lowering the cost of living that was spoken about there before. We are fixing the crisis in health and social care, and we are working with disability charities to give disabled people more of a voice in the decisions that are made in Holyrood. This is really, really important to me because actually I think if we can get all of that right, we can make sure that there is a brighter future for all disabled people in Scotland.
Maggie? Yep.
Great. Thanks very much, Michael, and good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for inviting me to this hustings this evening. My name is Maggie Chapman, and I am, for the next few days at least, the MSP for North East Scotland region, representing the Scottish Greens, and I will be a candidate in May's elections. I'm delighted to join you here this evening because I believe passionately about our need as a country to enhance, improve, and sustain the rights of disabled people. Over the last 5 years, it has been my privilege to be the Scottish Greens spokesperson on equalities, and in that role, I have fought tirelessly for your rights. We know that at least 1 in 5 people in Scotland is disabled. We know that disabled people face higher rates of unemployment, higher rates of illness, lower chances of securing well-paid permanent jobs. We know you face barriers to accessing the most basic and essential of services, like decent homes, decent transport. I know we'll come on to transport later on this evening. So many people are able to take these things for granted, and yet disabled people cannot. That is unacceptable. The Scottish Greens commit to incorporating the UN Convention on the Rights of Disabled People into Scots law as soon as we possibly can. I am so sorry that that was one of the things that did not happen in this last parliamentary term. We really should have seen greater enforcement and enshrining of your rights into our laws. We also know we can use the social security system better. I've been absolutely clear that we need to get ADP right. It isn't right yet for everybody. We need to get it right. And I'm committed to doing that, and I really look forward to your questions later on. Thank you.
Thanks, Maggie. Oliver. Yep.
Good evening. My name is Oliver Thomas, and I'm incredibly excited to be here tonight. Thank you ever so much to Inclusion Scotland for organising the event and for allowing me to be a part of it, and for preparing the manifesto and the manifesto asks that are going to form the basis of our discussion tonight. And thank you to everyone who took part in that process, because I think that's an incredibly powerful and valuable document that has been prepared with all of your experiences embedded in it, and one that I am looking forward to discussing tonight. I am the Scottish Labour candidate for Edinburgh, North Eastern and Leith. And so it's my first time as a candidate. I've never done this before, and I'm absolutely terrified. But so far, it's going all right. And it means I get to come to rooms like this and to be a part of the discussion here. My day job, as it were, at the moment, is an NHS doctor. I've been an NHS doctor for 14 years, and I have seen firsthand quite how hard that is getting to be. I've also been on the other side of healthcare and have seen how hard that is. And that is why I'm running. That is why I'm running, because of the experiences I have had. I am incredibly mindful and thoughtful of the amount of the benefit of lived experience and experts by experience, and those voices being heard in all of the rooms where decisions are being made, which is why I'm so proud that Scottish Labour is fully committed to ensuring that the voices of disabled people are at the core of everything we do, and not just consultation after we've already created a policy, but from the ground up, so involving disabled people and disabled people's organisations in all of our decision making. And that's what I hope to be able to talk to you a bit more about tonight. Thank you.
Thanks, Oliver. Karen.
So my name is Karen Lindsay. I am the representative from the Scottish Liberal Democrats. I'm the president of the party, also the social security spokesperson, and very pleased to be here, and welcome to all the people who are watching us from afar. I know one of my friends is watching from Shetland. In my day job, I work as a caseworker for Christine Jardine, the MP for Edinburgh West. And every day I see how disabled people are struggling with poverty, with housing that doesn't meet their needs, effectively trapped in their homes, care packages being changed, or long waits, huge long waits to get assessments and to get a diagnosis, not enough support in schools. And, from my own experience, I know what it's like to have to fight a system that is far from inclusive. For my autistic son, just to get him the support that he needed in school, and how hard that was. And it's got much worse in the decade or so since he left school. And appalling waiting times for diagnosis with things like autism and ADHD, and the impact that has on your education, your well-being, and your life chances is just unacceptable. The whole ethos of the Scottish Lib Dems is to create a world where everyone is able to live their lives to the full. And we won't stop until we've done it. We live in a gloriously diverse world, and we're all stronger because of it. All the evidence points to the fact that societies and economies are much stronger where every person can contribute. And that means stopping the discrimination and barriers that rule many people out of living their lives to the full. The outlook is getting darker right now. People are fearing for their safety just for being who they are. One of my friends wrote last year about the abuse she faced just being out in public with her stick. People came and tried to take it off her. And too many people are having to face that sort of attack at the moment, with the appalling rhetoric that is poisoning our public discourse. And we need to stand up, we need to be here and challenge that at all times. So we need the talents of everyone to build that better future. And it's really important that disabled people's voices are in the room, in the parliament, in the planning offices, in the schools, in the hospitals, when the services are being planned. So I'm really looking forward to the discussion tonight.
Okay, thanks.